안녕하세요. It's album review time. I haven't done one of these in so long. And it's got to be the Red Velvet album, right? It's got to be Chill Kill, the third album from Red Velvet, which I mean, full album, I suppose, right? Because they have a lot of EPs. They have actually a lot of releases. But since I recently just checked out the Chill Kill music video, I thought, okay, this is a great opportunity, right, to actually hear the rest of the album and what's going on with this third album in particular. Now the song "Chill Kill" is really one of the it's fantastic. It's one of the better songs that has come along in a while. There's something about third gen groups that like there's always, it's in the composition. There's a lot of like really classical sort of that idea of tonal harmony is always so well expressed in your third gen groups. Red Velvet, Twice, they all just have good writers, like all of them. As far as like the composition and even the songwriters and the people who put together these melody lines and the harmonies. And then of course they get the some of the best production treatment that there is. And the result is stuff that just it's timeless. I mean, this stuff is as good when it comes out, right? The first time you hear it, okay, man, that's really good. And, a couple of years from there, it'll be like, oh, this is still good. And then like 10 years from now, it's going to be like, wow, this is still good. They know how to write these songs and this music in a way that it's always going to be enjoyable. It's always going to have that quality to it. Now, I have made mention before, I'm going to do what I normally do on album reviews and kind of split this up. It's 10 tracks total. Since we've already heard Chill Kill, I'll start with the second track. And so what we'll have is 3 groups of 3. And one thing, I gave Chill Kill a listen through, right? Just to get into, to get set, And as I have mentioned before, there's a difference from the audio on a music video, right? Whenever you listen, like watch it on YouTube or whatever, because of the audio compression that goes on. Because when you have like the video data along with the audio data, there's only so much space, and they're trying to squeeze all of this information through the same like tunnel, basically the same channel. And so some of that audio doesn't make it through all the way. I will say that like just listening to the audio only, right? The MP3 on the track, it's got a whole different like life to it. There's so much more stuff you can, and there's so much more space. It's not just that some of the stuff gets dropped. It's that some of the parts don't sit really in their true space when it's the music video version. I listened to it here and oh man, the strings were incredible, right? And it didn't stand out to me that way, but it's also because they're very, very specifically placed within the mix as far as the panning and where you kind of hear them above or below other sounds in the mix. And all of that's really important. But it's like if you try it for yourself, right? Like watch the video, right? And then just bring up the audio only. Listen to the MP3 or the stream it, and you're gonna hear like, whoa, like it's completely different, right? But a wonderful song, Chill Kill, and what I appreciate the most about it, right? Red Velvet, and this is true for other third gen groups also, is that it's not it isn't about like following trends or the stuff that sort of has got a bunch of momentum because of the popularity. It's got to be the right song, right? It's got to be something that they really want to do, And it doesn't matter what the style is, or you know what I mean, what, like, it really just doesn't matter. It's whether or not they can feel it. And that's what makes it, makes it so much better, right? It makes it so awesome, is that it's always a true to self, true to form type of expression and take on the song. But with that sort of longish preamble out of the way, let's pick it up with the second track titled Knock Knock, parentheses, who's there?
흔적을 남기고 또 쫓고 쫓겨 밤새 방심한 틈에 When I shoot out I'm falling 비비디바비디부 에어 I swear yeah 더 깊이 몰아가지 Can't sleep at night 나른해지는 기분 에야 It's better Got me tripping And I like it 눈을 감아 Shining shiver 예측할 수 없는 너의 타이밍
Oh man, the bringing it down to a very clean finish there at the end. The use of symphonic sounds, right? All of these different instrument sounds. The strings in this were like so wild, man. It's in a minor key, right? So when you hear those staccato strings, right, in the chorus section, bam, 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 it's so like stabbing, and you know, like it's such a high pitched sound, and it kind of it directly connects to the vocal melody that's going on, the little eighth note patterns, the da 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 da, but that staccato hit right off the strings at the beginning of each one is sort of a signpost for each chord in the progression as it's going through that chorus section there. I was waiting to see what the peak was going to be, right? If we're going to get like a vocal sort of peak. But I think the emphasis of this song seemed to me more on rhythm. Of course, the melodies are fantastic, but there was an evolution of the rhythms going into the second verse. Perhaps it was the second phrase where there was a 16th note rhythm introduced that I hadn't heard in the first verse. And then going into that bridge section with a triplet, da 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 da, right? So we had, you know, different rhythmic patterns kind of per section in the song. But the orchestral sounds are incredible, man. There's like some horns in here, some very low horns. And I think towards the end there, you have this 808 bass that's going on. And there's such a great blend, you know, when you got that 808 bass and then the string sound or one of those higher pitch sounds over the top. The texture of it is just really cool, man. Like it's so hot up at the top. And then it's so like cool, right, and big at the bottom, and it's a really nice shape that they have constructed here. That's a bit of the production treatment, right? And towards the end, as we wind down to put the finish on this song, there's at first I thought like, what is it? There might be, you know, some bass brass instrument in there, but it started to stand out. It's a big bass drum, like a boom, boom, boom. And it's got such a unique pocket around it, right? Like the way that sound is put in there, like it would normally have like a ton of sustain on it, right? Boom, right? But it actually has a very concise like envelope, and the end on it, right? Is just, they're fitting it within that subdivision of the beat. And it's very cool. Like it's so dark, right? And this, after Chill Kill, you know, Chill Kill was very much like the prelude. Like this is the beginning, the introduction, right? This is an introductory piece. This is the sort of prologue, right? This is very dramatic. Like this song has got so much drama, right? The strings, you know, it does have this haunting element to it. It kind of sounds like this reminds me of Christmas music, you know, like even Chill Kill, like there's certain songs, you know, the dun da da dun dun da da dun dun da da dun, right? Like those type of Carol of the Bells type of Christmas songs, right? When it's using sixth chords and then putting it in a minor key and having, you know, certain more concise rhythmic patterns, give it a very like mystical, right, mysterious kind of feel to it, and also keeping like a darker tone, and then you add those string sounds on top of this, and it's just like, I mean, it's like it's got a very thrilling type of feel to it. It's really, really cool, man. But it has that haunting, mysterious kind of vibe to it, that's very unique to certain types of music, right? It was very interesting, very nice track to follow up Chill Kill with, though. It's incredible. Underwater.
Yeah, all I need for you is to stay, and forever you will sway. I can love you like I love you. 금세 사라져 그 파도 모두. 아무 흔적도 남기지 못한 채 아니 처음부터 없었던 일이 돼. 아주 깊은 underwater 이제 눈을 떠도 돼. 온통 널 위감아 여기 나만 하라게는 지금 감사오는 감각들을 기억해. So you can take your time. Oh, 내가서 온기 돌림 it's all you. 나를 깨운 감정 그 전부 true. I can't wait, babe. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be, babe? You should show me. 너는 또 잠겨 내게 깊이 끝까지, babe. 차오르지. 너를 다시 더 헤엄쳐도 돼난 아무 경계 없이 춤을 춰도 그렇게 So you can take your time 영원 속에 멈춘 듯한 view Yeah so you 내가 깨운 감정 그 전부 True I can't wait like what's it gonna be What's it gonna be baby you should show me 너의 내게 깊이 끝까지 또 차오르지 너를 느껴도 돼 이끌려준 내게 날 더 원하게 돼 계속 원하게 돼 빈틈없이 내 안에서 숨을 쉴 수 있는 걸 Way up and down Go round and round 넌 하얀 물 몸속 다시 stay around I want you no one else Just come lay your body on me You can't wait babe What's it gonna be What's it gonna be babe You should show me You should show me 내 내게 깊이 한순간에 제때 가득하지 전부 맡겨도 돼 깨어있던 이때 끝없이 날 원해 네 맘속 급하고 때로 빈틈없이 넌 나라는 숨을 쉬게 되는 걸
Oh my goodness, they're uh, they're going for the kill on this one, man. This is yeah, they're have every intention of like snagging you here. What like so this is like a 80s R&B type of feel. It's like synth wave sounds and an R&B type of rhythm, and even the sort of melody and everything was it's dude, the bass and the percussion of this was massive. Like at first it's kind of like lulling you in, you know, there's not really there's not percussion going on at the start, so I'm like, where's the downbeats and downbeats, right? And then you can find it, but when it finally comes off, it's just like boom, and I was like, oh my goodness, okay. And then the vocals are all so sultry and sweet, right? Every line is like, I mean, they're sitting so high up in the register on this, and it's like, it's so steamy, man. Like this is, oh my goodness, dude. There's a very cool thing that they do on, like, when you have that big bass, right, that's coming in, boom, right? They don't do it on every single one. I noticed it around the second verse, though. There's occasionally a vocal harmony that stacks on top of that. So as you get that boom, there's a ooh, and it's like, it's so sneaky, man. It's hidden in there, and but when you catch it, oh, it's like, it's just such a glowing sound, and it's so cool, man. It's so cool. The pre-chorus section, oh my goodness, because of how massive the bass and the drum sound is during the verse, all of that drops out, and the only percussion you have is that light snap with a bit of reverb on it, and then it's all this beautiful falsetto line that's going on, and it feels like a dream, you know. It's so deep, right, underwater, right? Like this is a massive sound, and like so you see the emphasis of that huge massive bass, and then these very delicate light lines over the top. So that's the surface of the water, right? And it's like down is so, it's so deep, it's so big, you can't see the bottom. There's just a point where the light doesn't reach anymore, and it's just a huge body of darkness, right? And they're kind of like siren song calling you into this. The chorus chord progression is a wonderful, like the last three chords on it, right? It like there's so much dissonance, right? Like when you get that third to last and the second to last in between those two chords, it's real crunchy and like, oh, and then when you finally get the resolution on it, it's expensive. And then it brings you back into that verse sort of, it's so deliberate. It's so intentional, right? The tempo of this being where it is. But then all those melody lines flow so perfect, so smooth. It's, if the water's completely still and then you create a ripple in it and you see all that symmetry of the ripple lines going out one after another, but they're perfectly spaced apart, right? I mean, it's that it is so smooth. It's so incredibly smooth, man. But the dimensions on it, the absolute space is ridiculous, man. But it's beautiful. This this was kind of like the vocal delivery that I was waiting for. They could do this, and I'm hoping that the album will have, vocals like this, but with an upbeat tempo also, because I think we're being set up for that kind of. But it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous sound, right? And there's so much red in this album. Like you hear certain tones, and some people associate it with color, and some people don't even see color. Like they see certain pitches and certain tones as color, and there's so much red in this, and it's over the top of a lot of things. So knock knock, very much those violin or those string sounds, right? Those stabbing sort of cutting string sounds, red, and then the entire vocal over this, red, man, just glowing, steaming red. Like, it's so cool. Oh man, but what a massive sound. Like, and it worked in the beginning. Like, they totally got me, because I'm like trying to follow. Okay, and all of a sudden, boom! Like it's crazy. What a massive drop. But that was so cool, man. So cool. Some of the best vocals, man. Like Chill Kill, Knock Knock. Yeah, they're, what I mean. This Red Velvet vocals, and they're giving you that sound that only they can do. But this song, they knew that they were going to get you, like, right at the start. And they did not show any mercy whatsoever throughout this entire track. And it's like, the tempo of it makes it so, it's like being tortured, but in the best way, right? Like, where it's so slow, but you don't really want it to end, right? Like, it's very cool. It's very cool. Okay, Will I Ever See You Again? Let's see.
끝맺지 않은 3말과 정리워진 마지막한 한여름밤 같아. 온 마음을 간직한 감정 끝에 차오른 말, 넌 내 꿈이었고 기적이야. 마지막 장면처럼 I don't want to stay. 그 시간 속에 간직할 yesterday. 감은 그 두 눈을 떠 끝없이 선명하게 기억한다면 Will I ever see you again? Will I ever see you again? 다시 만나 우리 얘기 끝이 아냐. 그림자처럼 스친 시간들 속에 전하지 못한 말들이 가득해. 정거성가처럼 바라지도 않은 채 기다린다면 Will I ever see you again? Will I ever see you again? 다시 불러내 기나긴 밤 깊게 새겨진 어느 날의 약속이 꿈이라면 깨지 않게 Will I ever see you again? 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 눈부신 빛이 나
Oh, the licks, the vocal licks. I totally forgot about it on Underwater, but the licks start there. The vocal licks start like towards the that last chorus section, and again here, oh, the vocal licks, man. Dude, these are just so brutal. These vocal licks are like absolute killers. But again, this minor chord progression and the instrument choices, dude. This organ sound, right? Oh, dude, it's a very dark album, actually. Like there's light sounds in there, things that are characteristically much brighter as far as the tone, but everything has this foundation, right? This body that's like so dark, dude. It's like there's so much darkness, and then there's light over the top of it. Every song has had this so far, but so you have those massive organ chords in the chord progression, pickups too. The way that this song is written, you have a measure, right? You can hear that sort of hit on the 2 and the 4, right? It's giving you accent, boom ta, boom ta. They'll come in on like the third beat of the measure. For example, with the hook, right? It comes in on 3. Will I ever see you? And then it brings you into the next measure. It's will I ever see you? And 1, right? Like that's when it comes. This whole song is structured this way as far as the vocals, right? They don't come in on 1. They let 1 pass, and then when they get to the middle of that measure, that's when they start to da 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 da, and then they'll pick it up again in the middle of the next measure. But in that chorus, they just it's all a pickup to 1, and then 1 is a massive drop, boom, and it's a very nice type of syncopation, and a very smart use of pickups and to each measure. But the instrument sounds are fantastic. You have a synth bass come, and it's those organ harmonies are stacked on top of it, and when it comes out of that chorus section, right, when those organ chords are going off, boom, boom, the end of it transitions into some sort of like synth sound, right? It's right at the end. It's not even like a full beat. The second time around, it was like super bit crushed, right? You got that last chord, and it was like it was just a crunchy digital sound, and it's such an interesting transition between something that has a characteristically like that hollow organ sound, right, into something that is digital, because digital's like a complete inversion. It's a solid blocks of sound, as opposed to an organ, which is that tube, like sort of almost whistle, right? It's like a really huge, big, thick whistle, and so it's a really juxtaposition of these like sound textures. And then you have that sort of bright, it's the 16th notes, dee-da-da-da, as arpeggios that are going on. It's sounding like a pitch percussion, a kalimba or something. Like it's got a beautiful sound to it, though. It's not quite bell-like, right? But something like a plate, like something being hit with a mallet, maybe. But it's so cool. It's so clean, right? It's so soft and shiny. And then there's these little guitar rhythms that are going on that's like triplet groups. Like it's such a great arrangement of sounds. Each track has these brilliant choices as far as the instruments in the arrangement, and it keeps getting more and more interesting, right? And they haven't sounded alike. Like, no, these are all wildly different feels, but it's still in that massive dark kind of space, right? There's beautiful chord progression though, absolutely fantastic. And the use of the organ, that's brilliant, man. It's brilliant. And the licks, the vocal licks on this, oh my goodness, dude. And it has that haunty kind of Phantom of the Opera type of like vibe to it. Oh, it's magnificent. Such good writing, dude. Such good composition. And I'm amazed at the instrument choices for this. This is what I mean, like the originality of it. Like, do you want to do a song with like maybe a little synth bass and like, I don't know, big massive organ chords, and maybe like a little electric guitar line in there, something over the top, like a marimba or something. Yeah, that could work, and it works unbelievably, right? Like it's amazing. But every song is haunting and beautiful at the same time. It's got this massive presence to it that is a bit obscure, but up front, the things that you hear over the top, the shiniest parts, are all so elegant, so beautifully the lines and everything are so beautiful. Man, I don't know. It's like in a weird way, it kind of makes me think of what it would be like to see, I don't know, like an alien spaceship, right? At night, like you're looking up at this like a dark sky, and then you see like a little twinkle of something, and you're like, what's that? Like, what is that thing? And then as it starts to get bigger, and then like as it gets closer, all of a sudden, shapes and angles and lines start to emerge. And you're like, whoa. And then, it finally comes into perspective and you can see it. But it's so massive that you're like, I can't see the end of this thing. Like, I see the front of it, but where does it end? Like it just sort of goes back into the blackness of the sky. It's got this haunting, otherworldly type of feel to it. But some of it is very familiar, right? Some of these chord progressions, and especially these instrument choices, right? They're so natural. They're so intuitive. There's parts of this that are very, very familiar to you. You know it. And then there's other parts of this that are deliberately held back and kept very mysterious. And it creates an incredible vibe. But man, dude, this is some of the best composition that's ever been put down, for sure. And the group, they deliver these vocals, man. The licks, the absolute licks on these songs, and the harmonies too. Incredible harmonies, man, and such smart use of them, like when and where they actually appear. It's getting the highest value out of it. I often say, right, like you want to max out the value of something if you're going to use it, and this album so far is a great example of doing that with all different. Sometimes it's the vocals, sometimes it's vocal harmony, sometimes it's something in the rhythm, sometimes it's the bass or the percussion, but it's a very, very smart example of how to achieve that. Okay, so I'm going to break here, and then I'm going to come back in with the next track, which is called Nightmare. So I'm like, oh boy, here we go.